Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another update for the week. Today I'm going to be talking about the Pleco Fry update. It's going to be the 9-month update for them. Also, I want to give you guys a quick update on the Painted Fire Red shrimp project as well. So let's start with the Pleco Fries. The Pleco Fries are actually pretty big. Most of them are, sellable size, where when you buy them at like the fish store or your local breeder or whatever, they get them to about 2 inches or so, and about that size is when they're big enough to be sold and shipped away. So I would say about half of those plecos are about 2 to 2.5 inches in length. So most of those guys are big enough to go into the 200-gallon pleco rack without having to get stuck into the overflow box. So I already moved about half of these guys into one of the tanks here. As you can see here, they're actually sharing a tank with my Hippopotamus latinus Pleco. This is a phase 2.5. He basically gets the whole tank to himself. There's actually only a couple adults Plecos that are in here, and the rest of the tank is pretty much open. Now this tank here is just one out of the 4 that are all plumbed together for 40-gallon sump. It's about close to probably 220 gallons in terms of water volume. The tank really has a lot of flow, so the plecos really like that. So I'm hoping that these little juveniles will grow the next probably 1 or 2 years to adult size, and they'll probably enjoy this setup a lot more than the shrimp setup. The other half of the plecos are still in the shrimp tank. They're just a little bit too small to be placed into the other rack there, just because they're going to fall into the overflow box if I put them in there. So here's a quick shot of the Painted Fire Red shrimps. They're just basically munching on food. There's just so many shrimps in here. But basically what I've been doing is culling a lot of these shrimps to try to basically do selective breeding. But this tank here is just getting tons of shrimp, so I'm going to stock it up for a spring sale. So when the temperatures get a little bit better for shipping shrimp. And here's a quick shot of a newer batch of the Starlight Pleco Fry. I was only able to save 3 eggs that actually hatch because the dad actually kicked out the eggs and ate like basically most of them. And I went and put the rest of the fries into like a little tumbler, and I was only able to save pretty much 3 of them. But yeah, so here's actually another 10-gallon tank with Painted Fire Reds that I bought from a different source. So what I always do is if I buy a shrimp colony or a different source, I always quarantine the shrimp. And this colony here, I only bought basically a batch of 10, and as you can see, there's like hundreds of them already. But they've been in quarantine for about 3 months now, and I'm going to actually start doing selective breeding again for this tank, where I'm going to pull out the good ones and put them into the main colony, and then cull out the rest of them into the cull tank, and then we'll go ahead and just continue pulling in new sources of shrimp to strengthen the gene pool. And also what I want to do eventually is set up a tank and actually just pick out the best shrimps and just put them in those tanks and kind of just let them do their thing, breed, do again just continuous selective breeding, and basically make a really cool and awesome line of shrimp. Alright guys, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed, and like always, till next time guys, peace.